Alright, so we're going to do a couple more examples in this video and then one more in the last video. So we're going to look at 31 together. So 31 says 2f of x. So all this is trying to tell us, it looks complicated, but it's not. All it's trying to tell us is this is just saying that we're doing 2 times f of. So instead of doing the original function with f of x equals 3x plus 4, we're going to multiply this whole thing by 2. So to kind of write that out a little bit to help that maybe make a little more sense. So we're going to write out our equation with just x's, not the 6 yet. 2f of x like that equals 2 times the whole original function. So the whole original function was 3x plus 4. And then, for me, this makes it really clear that now when I do 2 times f of 6, my 2 stays the same, my parentheses stays the same, 3 stays the same. Now we're going to put 6 in where that x was, and then we're going to add 4, and then we're going to close that parenthesis to show that I'm multiplying this whole thing by 2. So then 2 times f of 6 equals, I personally think the easiest way to figure this out is going to be, again, plug in your calculator, use your phone calculator if that's easier. So if we do 2, just make sure you keep your parentheses and multiplication in the right spots. So if we do 2 times 3 times 6 plus 4, we get 44. So that's all it is. We can say that 2 times f of 6 equals 44. Another way you could do this is by just first find f of 6. So if we do that, we look for f of 6, we get 3 times 6 plus 4. So we can say that f of 6 equals, let's use our calculator. Oh, excuse me, sorry. 3 times 6 plus 4 is 22. So since 1 f of 6 is 22, we can then say, then multiply f of 6 by 2. And so 2 f of 6 equals 2 times 22, which equals 44. So there's a couple different ways you can do a problem that has the number in front of that function notation there. Okay, let's scroll down. The last example we're going to do on this page is 33 right here. So now we're using two functions together. We're doing f of 4 minus g of 3. So I think the easiest way to do this is find f of 4, find g of 3, and then subtract them. So let's start with our f function. F of x, remember, is 3x plus 4. So if we're looking for f of 4, we're going to plug in 4 where that x was originally, and then add 4. Whoa, f of 4. We plug that into our calculator. 3 times 4 plus 4, and give us 16. So we know that f of 4 equals 16. Cool. Then if we want to find g of 3, again, we'll write down our original g of x function, which was x minus 4. And then we plug the 3 wherever we see that x. So g of 3 equals 3 minus 4. Again, use your calculator if you'd like, but my timer's popping up on me. 3 minus 4 is going to be negative 1. So we'll do g of 3 equals negative 1. And now we can say that f of 4 minus g of 3, same thing as 16, which is f of 4, minus g of 3, which is negative 1. And that is going to equal 17. Use your calculator. All right, hope that helps.